Okay, good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here. A gentle reminder, as always, to smash the like button, guys. It is a free and easy way to support the channel. Easy thing to do, just to click the like button, right? And it's a massive help to the channel in helping to get the videos out there. And as always, we do appreciate the support. Much appreciated. So guys, I have a bit of an unfortunate news to share with you guys. Some of you might be aware, some of you might not, right? This was actually because yesterday they played, they lost Ostersunds, that's Blair Turgot's team in Sweden, but it was actually confirmed from before yesterday's game, right? Wanted to do a video on it yesterday, didn't get a chance to, so I'm doing it today, right? Guys, unfortunately, Blair Turgot joins the list of Reggae Boys to be relegated in the year 2021, right? Play other Reggae Boys like Harding, Bobby D. Cordova Reed, Michael Hector, right? Anthony Grant, other Reggae Boys in the year 2021 to be relegated. And of course, Blair Turgot plays with Ostersunds in the Swedish First Division, right? So very unfortunate, very unfortunate, man. Trust me, man. By the way, the Swedish league is a very strange league. One of those, it's not the typical European league. It starts in like April, if I'm not mistaken, and ends in November. So it's a weird league, but it's basically 2 games to go in the season, right? And mathematically, it has been impossible for Ostersunds. It's impossible for them to survive. And it looks as if they will finish bottom in last place, bottom of the table in last place, right? They can still finish second to last, but at the very best, they can finish second to last. They cannot survive, right? Currently, Ostersunds are on 14 points, 3 victories, 5 draws, 20 losses. Not a good record at all. Not a very good record at all. For Ostersunds to stay up, they would have had to double their points tally just to get a chance to be in the playoff with the team from the third place team from the second division, who is trying to get promoted, because that is how it works in Sweden, right? So they would have to get 14 points in 2 games, right, to stay up. And obviously, that is mathematically impossible. They can only get a remaining 6 games. So the 14 points, is just way short. The 14 points that they have amassed is just way short of what would be required to even give them a fighting chance of staying up, right? And as I said, it's been made official in recent times due to it being mathematically impossible, but it has been coming for some time. They have been in the relegation zone and at the foot of the table for quite some time. So it has been coming. So it's not surprising to many of us who would have been following Blair Turgot in Sweden, right? But for those who don't know, that is the scenario with Blair Turgot in Sweden. I've watched some of Blair Turgot's games in Sweden, and the way I see it from the small window of games, some of the games that I watched from that small window, Ostersunds, they were competitive in these games from the run of play, right? They were competitive, right? And they played decent football, to be fair to them, but 2 things going forward, they weren't nearly as penetrative enough as they needed to be. And at times, man, I remember watching some of the games and they were just absolutely shambolic at the back, right? So that's the case with Ostersunds, right? Turgot this season has mostly played in a front 2, right? All the games that I have watched, and even the games that I have searched for, Turgot played in a front 2. And to be fair to Turgot, from the games I saw, he performed okay, right? As good as a forward could perform in a team that is lacking that quality up front, right? To be honest with you, I think Blair Turgot is a Swedish first division player, right? Even in the last place team in the Swedish league, he looks like a Swedish first division player. He played okay. From the games that I saw, he played okay, right? So I don't, I don't think it's a case that he's not a good player. I just think the team, generally speaking, the players around him were not that very good, right? So unfortunately, he was just a good player in a bad team, in my humble estimation, right? Ostersunds, they won the least amount of games this season. They lost the most amount of games this season in the Swedish league, right? Third to last in scoring, second to last in goals conceded, the joint longest losing run, second longest winless streak of 10 games, right? I mean, the stats don't argue well for them at all, right? Surprisingly, they have the joint highest victory this season, right? They have the joint highest victory, right? There were 4-5-0 games in the Swedish league this season. 4-5-0 games in the Swedish league this season. Surprisingly, 2 of those 4-5-0 games were Ostersunds' victory. Ostersunds won 2 games this season. 2 of their 3 games that they won the entire season, right? They won both of them 5-0. Crazy, man, crazy. They were also surprisingly as well involved in the highest scoring game of the entire season, but it was a game that they came out on the losing 4-3, right? Turgot himself this season has scored 10 goals and an assist in 22 games, 2.2 shots per game, 1 shot on target per game, right? Interestingly as well, there were 3 hat-tricks that were scored in the Swedish First Division this season. Blair Turgot scored 2 of those 3 hat-tricks that were scored in the Swedish First Division this season, right? So he scored in 6 of his 22 league games and 13 goals in 27 games overall. When you count the goals that he scored in the Swedish league and also the 3 goals that he scored in the Swedish Cup, right? So that's just a brief look at, just a general summary of Ostersunds and also Blair Turgot's performances this season. It is unfortunate that Blair Turgot has been relegated, as it is unfortunate for any reggae boy. We as Reggae Boyz fans, we want to see our players play in the highest leagues, in first divisions. We as Reggae Boyz fans, right? And, we genuinely care about the players. So it is rough to see, a reggae boy being relegated. As I said, though, we weren't really, it's not a case that we were hoping and watching, anticipating, hoping that Ostersunds could squeeze out of the relegation zone. To be honest with you, they were way off the pace from a long time ago. So, there wasn't any hoping. It was kind of, it was only a mere formality, right? It was only formalities. It was eventually going to happen. Ostersunds were going to get relegated for sure, right? Hopefully. Given the fact that from the games I saw, Blair Turgot played well, right, as best as he could in a team that poor, hopefully he can get a move to, at the very least, another Swedish top flight club. We don't want to see our reggae boy playing in a second division. By the way, could that also potentially be a reason why we haven't seen Blair Turgot called up for the last couple of fixtures for the Reggae Boyz? The mere fact that he was playing in a team that was at the foot of the respective league that they were playing in, who knows? But you know, we wish Turgot all the best. I think on merit and on talent, Blair Turgot is definitely good enough. Given what he did this season and the season before, he is definitely good enough to play in the Swedish top flight. Hopefully, he can get a move away from Ostersunds so he doesn't have to go to the second division and he can stay at the very least in the Swedish top flight. So the Formula Sports is wishing Blair Turgot all the best. Right, so guys, just sharing this bit of information with you guys for those who might not have been following Blair Turgot in Sweden. Take care, stay safe, and until next time.